Well, I got to say, I look forward to Fridays for this reason as well. A guy who knows movies, he knows music, he knows the magic of entertainment. He writes the Coastal Commuter column for the Marina Times. He is a screenwriter and producer in his own right. He is. Oh, he comes in on a wave of magic. Michael Snyder, everybody. Michael Snyder.
Hey, hi, and happy day after Thanksgiving. Guys, I hope everybody had a good time yesterday.
No, it was a muted good time. I thought that was a nice way to put it. Michael Shore put it that way. Yeah.
Hey,
well, we did. We enjoyed it.
I've always celebrated a socially distanced Thanksgiving with my family. I mean, the arguments start before the salad course and last way past the pecan pie. So this was nothing new to me.
Boy, I can only imagine your family throwing down. You got a lot of people who are, who know how to shape an argument.
Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Guys, there are some new movies to watch. You want to get on board with a few of them?
Let's do it. Come on, kid.
All right. For all of its manipulations and my innate cynicism, which we know a lot about, Uncle Frank is so filled with heart and excellent performances that I couldn't help but be moved during its climactic moments. It's the work of writer-director Alan Ball, whose movie American Beauty was Oscar-worthy.
Of course, yeah.
We love that movie. 6 Feet Under was his baby, and Emmy bait for the length of its run. So I felt I'd be in good hands with this combination of a coming-of-age story, a coming-out story, and a road movie, and ultimately I was. Uncle Frank, primarily set in the 70s, is about the relationship between Frank, a 40-something gay college professor in New York, and his smart, aspirational teenage niece, Beth, who is enrolled in the university where he teaches. And this is also about their return to the small southern town where they came from for the funeral of Frank's, let's call him, less than accepting father. So Frank is out to friends in New York and living with his jovial, charming partner, Wally, a Muslim immigrant who escaped oppression in the Middle East, but he's closeted at work and not out the most...
Wait a minute. Gay, closeted Muslim. And his partner is a closeted gay man as well in New York. Okay, go ahead. I got it.
Yeah, okay, anyway. So, yeah, Wally's the Muslim, Frank is not. So,
I got it. Okay.
In any event... Beth finds out the truth at this fun party scene, and as much as he was shamed by his, let's call them sexual proclivities while growing up, and alienated by his dad, Frank grudgingly decides to attend the funeral and face the past and his present and try to deal with the future. Paul Bettany, who plays Frank, is probably best known as the Vision in the Avengers movies, but he's done great stuff in other films, including one of my favorite British crime flicks, Gangster #1. He is absolutely wonderful as Frank. Young Sophia Lillis, who's familiar as the redheaded girl member of the Kitty Gang in the recent It horror movies, is equally impressive as Beth. She's bright, she's cheerful, she's caring, devoted to her uncle, on the verge of womanhood. Plus, you get these reliable performers, including Judy Greer as Beth's mom, Steve Zahn as Frank's good old boy brother, Margot Martindale, the ever-reliable Stephen Root as Frank's bitter father, and some great work from the lesser-known Peter McDeasy, who plays Wally. Uncle Frank is not Ball's best work, but it was made with great affection and skill, and it offers a little catharsis and maybe a little bit of, how about this, Thanksgiving gratitude, because society has changed for the better and become more accepting since those comparatively backward days. I recommend it. You can see it on Amazon Prime Video. Not perfect, but very moving. Uncle Frank.
All right.
If you said to yourself, where are the corny Hallmark Channel style Christmas movies about same-sex couples? Hey, we kind of have a theme here. And didn't get an answer. Here's your answer. To be fair, the movie Happiest Season is a cut above most Hallmark Christmas movies. Full disclosure, I don't particularly like Christmas movies, but, I have to tell you, the lesbians in love in Happiest Season, Abby and Harper, are played by a pair of respected and skilled actresses. Kristen Stewart from the Twilight franchise, and a few much better films. And Mackenzie Davis, who you may remember or may not as the android heroine in the recent Terminator movie. They're the couple. They're about to spend Christmas with Harper's parents, played by Victor Garber and Mary Steenburgen, and they don't know Harper's gay, let alone that the roommate is her lover. And to spice things up a bit, Harper's sisters don't know either, and there's a competitive one played by Allison Brie, and kind of a doofy one played by Mary Holland, who are both comedy pros. And you get supporting turns by Daniel Levy of that Emmy-winning Creek sitcom, Aubrey Plaza, Anna Gasteyer from SNL. The whole thing is charming and co-written by and directed by Clea Duvall from Veep, Out and Proud. And it sidesteps much of the gush that might have gummed it up, and it generates a few laughs and some real emotional tension and the expected feel-good moments. It follows the standard formula for these movies. It's nothing earth-shattering, despite it being one of the first Christmas rom-coms about a gay couple, but it's a friendly and relatively wholesome holiday diversion and available on Hulu. Okay.
I'm sorry, what is it called again?
It's called Happiest Season.
Okay,
John,
thank you. Go ahead.
Make a note of that. All right. This seems like there's a theme abroad here. Stardust is all about the early struggles in rock legend David Bowie's career. And for all its best intentions, his pursuit of glamorous superstardom, what we know about him, it's hampered by the fact that Johnny Flynn, who's a talented actor and singer, doesn't really look much like Bowie or truly sound like him. And the movie doesn't use any actual Bowie compositions, even if they're name-checked, for legal reasons. And the script is kind of cliched when it isn't being klutzy. Anyway, this is about the period after Bowie's first hit single in the UK, Space Oddity, when he wanted to break big in America. Although there's no radio action in the US on his new at the time album, Man Who Sold the World. Nonetheless, his manager in London arranges a solo tour that turns out to be hampered by no work visa. So he's got no official concerts, and he's reduced to having a record company publicist, played by none other than Mark Maron, drive him cross-country for radio interviews, meetings with rock journalists, and the occasional unsanctioned mini show, and everything goes awry. On top of that, he's plagued by family issues regarding his pregnant wife, Angie, back in London, his brother, whose mental state is rocky, and his own questionable mental state. So there was a movie called Velvet Goldmine that did the period more justice, despite it being about a fictionalized character meant to evoke Bowie, and the distracting use of renowned songs of the day that suggested its hero wrote them, when in fact I knew, and most other people knew, that they were the work of others. I'm not a big fan of either rock biopic, Bohemian Rhapsody or Rocket Man, but they were well-made and far more convincing portrayals of their subject than Stardust. I guess for Bowie fans only who might cringe. You can watch it on Vudu, Amazon Prime, and Apple TV.
Let me ask you just one question about it. I know we're out of time, but is it the physical resemblance that bothers you, or is it you just feel that there are too many gaps in the retelling, so it's unsatisfying?
Both. I'll tell you both. And quickly, a tonic for this sort of thing is Zappa, which is a superb, thorough, and fascinating documentary about composer, guitarist, singer, band leader, entrepreneur Frank Zappa, one of the most prodigious and protean musicians of the 20th century, jammed with biographical details, starting with his childhood, reaching all the way to his untimely death. And it includes interviews with the man himself, his late wife, Gail, his family, his collaborators, fans, music critics, record business executives, groupies, footage of him at work, at home, on tour, and lots of performance footage, including his last public show, very well assembled by director Alex Winter, a tribute to Zappa's immense talent, and also upfront about his foibles. You can see that on Vudu and Amazon Prime. Rock fans, that's a better bet, Zappa, than Stardust.
Love it. And by the way, could we double back for use of the word protean? Thank you. All right. Michael Snyder says Uncle Frank is on Amazon Prime Video. It's about a closeted Muslim guy, closeted non-Muslim guy. They have to uncloset.
No. It's about a white guy from the South who's a professor and his Muslim boyfriend is involved. Please.
Okay. All right. Anyway, sorry. So that's on Amazon. You thought, okay, yeah, you was meh. That's kind of
no. I thought that was good. I was very moved by it. Thanks
Mark,
for paying attention.
Weren't you listening to anything Michael said, Mark? No, apparently not. So you like it then?
I did.
Paul Bettany's in it, and a bunch of other high-profile performances. Happiest Season is The Lesbians in Love with Kristen Stewart. By the way, I have a great Kristen Stewart story. It really is great. I'll tell it next week on this show. There's no time for it now. But that is Happiest Season. And you liked on Stardust. You weren't crazy for it. You felt Zappa's the better call. Zappa's great. I'm going to check out Zappa. Where can I see Zappa again?
Vudu or Amazon Prime.
Love it. Michael Snyder, you're the best. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for coming and spending time with us, Michael. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Mark Thompson, KGO.